Hi there, this is Deb Schinder again, and for 1.5 more days, I'm running for mayor. I decided that on this last day before the election, I would try to answer some of the questions about issues that I may not have gone into detail about on my website. I've had some questions from citizens at the polling place and in emails and private messages. So I want to get my positions out there and clarify them on this last day before the election. The first issue that I want to address here is that of short term rentals. There have been a number of STRs that have popped up in our city, and I have heard from many of the surrounding homeowners about all of the problems that they've had in relation to those short term rentals. That includes trespassing on their property, particularly those homeowners that are on the lakefront, um, the excessive trash, even to a greater extent than what we're seeing throughout the city due to the bulk pickup issue, excessive noise, parties going on until all hours of the night, um, large numbers of people, as many as 20 people staying there in violation of the limitations that both Airbnb and the city put on the STRs in regard to the number of people. And parking issues. People have complained about so much parking from all these people that they can't even get into their own driveways. So this is a difficult issue for me because I'm a big believer in individual property rights. And I think that homeowners should have the right to do what they want with their property pretty much, unless it presents a safety issue or a quality of life issue for those homeowners in surrounding properties. And that's what I'm seeing with the short term rentals. I'm seeing both safety issues when you pack that many people into one house, and I'm seeing also so many negative impacts on the neighbors of the short term rentals. And I want to make it clear, I'm not saying that every single STR presents these problems, but it is so much of a pattern. We are seeing it in so many of the STRs in our city that I believe we need to regulate short term rentals to the degree that we legally can. Now, under our state laws and court precedents, we are not able to completely ban short term rentals. And we can't even, at this point in time, restrict them to a particular district in our city as the city of Arlington does, because the city of Dallas recently had its ordinance, which does that. Put a temporary restraining order put on them for enforcing that ordinance by the fifth district court. So I think we need to do what we can, and that means strengthening our ordinances as much as we can so that we can also enforce the other ordinances that aren't specific to STRs, but that seem to apply very much to those STRs and to the behaviors of those STR tenants. One of the big problems is that many short term rentals are owned by institutional investors, so you don't even have a specific name or one particular person who's the owner, or by out of state owners who are not present to control what goes on in that STR and who are hard to get in touch with when you try to enforce the regulations that we do have. So, my position on short term rentals probably is what lost me the endorsement of MetroTech's realtors. I interviewed with them at their request a couple of weeks ago, and all of my positions, because as I said, I am a property rights proponent, all of my positions were very much in alignment with theirs, except for the STR issue, and they are opposed to any regulation of short term rentals. So they ended up endorsing my opponent, and I was not willing to pretend that I would support the lack of regulation on short-term rentals. I told them that I did not believe that that was feasible or desirable in our city. So that's my position on short-term rentals, and I just wanted to get that out there to let people know where I stand, because I believe very much in transparency regarding what my positions are. I don't want to be vague. I don't want to try to ride the fence to try to please everybody. I know I can't please everybody. So I'll be back with more of these little brief expositions on some of the issues that hadn't been addressed before. And in the meantime, whether you vote for me or not, please go vote tomorrow if you haven't already in early voting. And I thank you very much for watching this and for voting. This is Deb Schinder, and I'm running for mayor for the city of Rowlett.